Yes, Pete Kirby.
Oh my goodness, yes. My first time with Pete Kirby when I came here for a trial rehearsal, I think. I can't remember the comment that he made, but you knew where he stood. But I love that man. Yes, I do.
We have a very funny group of people in our choir. That's the nicest way I can put it. They're funny.
And
Yeah.
Isn't that so?
have from time to time.
Yeah.
But all through the years, everything that's written up, about any certain year, they say, and a new console was purchased. A new console has not been purchased since 1957.
With the organ, yeah, that's right.
The console is the piece of furniture that you play on, and that's the same one. I guess it was purchased in '57. But there's all sorts of things written up in this church talking about a new console being purchased.
This is one of the funny ones in the choir.
Yeah, we've had, oh my goodness. Yeah, but funny, just they enjoy life. That's just it.
Yeah.
Enjoy life.
It's fun. We have a job, a ministry, and but it's fun too. We all get along. We've all been singing together forever.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people in the choir, have been in there longer than I have. Bob Mason, and maybe Bob's been in there the longest.
Emily Lane.
Emily Lane. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and I think from what I experienced in front of everyone, it was always a joy just to watch. It was a joy to watch the expressions on their faces when I knew that they were feeling God's Spirit speaking through them, through that music.
David always told us, it's not about the performance. You practice, practice, practice. It's not about the performance. It is ministering to the people in our congregation, because you never know whose life, whose heart you're going to touch with the music. And there have been times, a lot of times, where our music has touched people.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting the people ready for the sermon. Wouldn't you say?
Well, I get real tickled at our present organist because he's the one he plays arrangements.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have an organ arrangement of that. I didn't play for arrangements. I made arrangements.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was one thing about Sarah Joe. If we kind of started doing like the two hymns, and have a little transition in between, just because of the times of changing and that worship style and everything. And Sarah Joe would just pull out some, key change. Just wait a minute, let's do this. No, let's do this.
Yes.
I said, all right, I'll just let me know.
Yes. And there have been, I remember a time when she was playing Standing on the Promises, whatever. And she may have changed the key, but didn't tell me, the piano player. And it sounded strange.
I accidentally played it in another key.
Well, one of the things that kind of crossed my mind, it really wasn't necessarily connected with music, but it was something that I had been wanting to do for years in churches, and that was a living Lord's Supper. And, getting all those 12 men who are not necessarily a part of the music ministry to memorize a dialogue about that time, that Last Supper, before Jesus is crucified. That was always a moving moment for me to watch them do that.
2 or 3 different years, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
No, at least 2 years.
Catherine Foskey and Mark Rowling and several others. I think Carol Seabolt and some of their children helped.
Jim Ross.
Yeah, well, those people took care of the backdrop, and it's still downstairs. And several did all the costumes, and that was always the first time that it was done. I I was shocked at how many people we had, because we did it 2 nights in a row. But it was a very moving,
Mm-hmm.
And they
solemn
stood there
moment.
and said it every word by memory.
Yeah, they were excellent at that. And that was probably one of the highlights of, not necessarily, well, with music you have drama as well, but at times, and that was always a highlight to watch that come together. So
And when we actually did the serving of the Lord's Supper, I think they were standing there with a loaf of bread, and everybody pulled off a piece and
yeah, hmm
went to their seat or whatever.